This thing, sorry. So just now I was panicked. So now we go into the setting, right?
Correct. Correct.
Yeah. Go to the setting. Then you go to the design, right? Correct.
Correct.
So from the design, what do you do? The heading, right?
You just bounce over to the feature and benefit. Bounce over to the text here. Mouse over to the text. You mouse over to this part. Put your mouse over. Can you see the paintbrush? Click on the paintbrush.
Yes.
No, don't hold your mouse. Okay, one more time. Click on the settings first. Click on the settings first. No,
Okay.
no. Cancel this away. Cancel this away.
Okay.
Okay, you mouse over to this part. Do you see the gray until you see? Mouse over until you see the gray color settings.
Gray color setting.
Don't hold your mouse. Don't hold your mouse. Release. Okay. Sorry, just give me a while. Okay, what you do is you mouse over to this part. Can you see a gray color? Okay, then you click on the settings over here. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Click on it.
Yeah.
Mouse over to this part. Put your mouse over it. Click on the. Don't hold your mouse. You shouldn't hold your mouse. Are you using your mouse itself?
Yes.
Hey, okay. Try one more time. Click on the settings.
Yeah.
Okay, you just click on design.
Yeah.
Click on heading text.
Yeah. Text.
Click on H2.
H2.
Okay, so now you change your font weight to bold, centralize, and then change to purple color.
Into purple color.
Centralize.
Centralize under where?
Yeah. Too much already.
Oh, under here,
No, this one change to bold. Okay, click on this.
Change to bold.
Centralize is here.
Okay. Oh, the text centralization. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So once you're done, okay. Now just take a look at my screen. I'm just going to show you. Click on it. Sorry, now you never click on the centralize.
Click already.
Never. You open up again.
Okay. Never mind. I will try and error with it.
Okay. So for the rest, right? What you can do is. For example, for H2, right? If you already label your page correctly for all the H2 already, right? You can actually copy this style and apply it throughout the page, so you don't have to do the change again and again. So how do you do the copying? Is by going back to the text settings, okay, by going back to the text settings, and you just need to go back to the design settings, same thing, header text again. Let's take a look at my screen now. Now H2, right? H2, we edited the H2, right? So you do a right click on the H2, you can actually expand. See, they can actually make style default. So this is the default style. So make styles default and click on yes. So every H2 that you've done, right, the text will become purple color and centralized and bold it already. So you don't have to change every page anymore. You don't have to change every H2 anymore. Okay, which actually makes things faster for all of you here. Okay, so let's give it a try on your site, right? What you do is just mouse over to the settings feature, the feature and benefits, right? Mouse over to the text, click on the settings, under design, under heading texts, click on H2, right click on H2 again, and select make styles default. They'll ask you whether this will affect all the pages and what do you want to proceed, click on yes. So the rest of the H2 will change. Now, if you scroll down, you'll see your pricing is now purple in color. Your contact us and your frequently asked question is now purple in color as well. Okay.
Sorry, Texan, can you repeat again a bit too fast? One more time, please.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
Let me try it. Let's try again. So On the settings also, same thing. Click on the module settings.
Module setting, okay, yeah.
Okay, and click on the design. You can either do the design way or you can just
Okay.
click on the paintbrush. Either way will work.
Okay,
Okay, so design,
okay,
heading text,
okay,
select H2,
okay,
right click H2,
okay.
make style default, and click yes.
And that's it, huh?
Yeah, so you should be able to see your other H2 are all in purple and centralized now.
Hey, never lah. No.
Never?
No. I try again.
That means you just now never label your H2, is it? For the rest, who do not see, you want to, if you do not see the changes, do you want to raise your hand?
It's saying, sorry,
Yes.
just now I put in the middle, it go out at the side, you know. So how does it, should I go back or what?
Go back and put in the middle one more time.
Go back and put in the middle one more time.
Correct. Sorry, Xiaoyun and Kelvin, you give me thumbs up is can, right? All right. Okay, right. Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah. So this in this way, right? What happened is you don't really have to repeat the same thing again and again and again and again. It actually cuts short by quite a bit.
Sorry, the contact us is not at centralized, but it should not, right?
Later you can change it if you want. You can put it centralized. I think usually for header we centralize it. But up to you. If now the changes you did, right, will apply to the rest of the thing, right? So if you do any settings to the individual text later, it will override the global settings. Okay. So far, all okay, right?
Sorry, Dixon, mine is really out on the side, and I try to go back, it will go on to the word line. Can you able to help?
Again, you go back to the word. What again?
Yeah, I go back into the line. I go into the setting. Okay, so I go to the design, right? Yeah. Then this one, it come out with sizing, space, border, box shadow, feeders, and then transform and animation.
Can you see text?
No, there's no text. There's no text.
Are you at the text settings?
This is called row setting.
Yeah. So that's why you are not in the text settings. So okay, maybe Selena, you share your page with us. So the rest you can just take a look at the screen, right? There are some commonly used errors, commonly faced problem that you will have. So just want to show the screen for Selena.
Sorry, you mute it for me.
Huh?
I can't do it. Share screen, I can't share.
One more time.
Okay. One more time. Yeah.
Okay, so some of you will have this issue. So Selena, what do you do earlier?
I go to setting, right?
Okay, so take a look. Right now you are under a row settings.
Row setting, yes.
Which is not correct. So you should go to the module settings. So cross this away. Away.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to request remote control from your side. Okay. So what you do is so first of all, if you take a look, sometimes when you try to do too fast, right? What happens is you accidentally click on plus sign here. So the rest you maybe want to take a look. This is quite common. You click on plus sign, then more columns comes out. So the more plus sign you click, the more column comes out. So everything becomes very weird. So if you see this, right, what you can do is on the top here, right, there's a cage here. You click on the cage icon, you can actually change it back to one column instead of the many columns. Okay, so now it's here. Now, a common error that all of you will face one or two times, right, is that sometimes you go into the settings of the rows instead, but instead of going to the settings of the columns, okay, of the module itself. So take note of the top. If you don't see the correct settings, right, it's always that you might be in the wrong settings dialog. So take note of this top part whereby it says, whereby you can see it says text settings instead of row settings.
Okay. Sorry, I have a question, Tixing. How do we know when it's come out to row, then we cross it out, but we go back, it's still on the row setting. So what does it mean?
How can it be still on row setting? One more time.
Because just now, because just now I was here, right? Oh, sorry. Okay, just now I was here. I go to the setting, right? Then is it come out to the row setting?
It's
correct?
Wrong.
Yeah, it's wrong. So I go back. So I
module should be gray color, so you should be clicking on the gray color.
Oh, that's why I click on the green color. That's why it keep on coming up
so
the row.
Just remember the color, right? Module is gray, and module is gray, and row is green. So
Module
section row gray, section row module, right?
Okay.
Okay, good. So let's move on. So since all of you are already done this part, so on the bottom part, right, same thing, you can actually change the design of this. So for example, to change the design of the text, just go to the settings, click on the settings. Okay, and what you can do is same way, you can just take a look at my screen first and you can try out. So what you can do is same thing, mouse over, click on the paintbrush. If you don't want to do that, you can just go under design, heading, design, title text. Then you can see H3. So click on H3, then you can change the text accordingly. If not, right, you can just mouse over to it, click on the paintbrush. You'll open up the same place. So same thing, we'll give it a try, change to font weight bold, change to centralize, and then maybe you change to blue for this. Okay, just give it a try. Once you are done with this, maybe you want just give me a thumbs up. Then no, I can move on.
Texting just now because I was having problem with that, so I didn't do my the centralized. So later I will try and error and do it. Is it okay?
Okay, can.
So now I do your this one first lah.
Okay, Xiaoyun, thank you. Jian Xiong, thank you. The rest, are you okay? Thank you, Ding.
This one's a title text or body text?
Title text.
Title text.
Yeah, you take a look, right, Kelvin. If you go under the content, right, you see they label it title. See, title. So it's title text. Understand? Body is here, ma. You can see my screen, right?
Okay. Then go to bold, huh?
So you bold it, yes. Okay. Daniel, okay? You mute yourself. Sorry.
Sorry, having a little issue here. Same step, I go to the module, then so that part I was a bit off already. So free Wi-Fi down there, right? I put to design, is it?
Go to design.
Yeah, then on text, right?
Go to title text.
Okay. Go design.
Design, title text. And H3.
Wait, I'll try again.
You can either do that, right? Or as most of you know, you can actually just mouse over to the text. There's a paintbrush on the left-hand side. You click on the paintbrush, you'll open up the same settings.
And then the title text, I put a H3 and
then edit accordingly. Bold it, centralize it, change to blue. Okay. Anyone else has any issue? You can raise your hand. Okay. Thank you, Kelvin.
I have to do it individually for all the three, is it?
No, don't need. So you do one first.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
So same thing. Okay, now come back to my screen, right? So since everyone okay, right? Come back to my screen. So same thing. You don't have to do individually. Okay, to make things easier for you, right? You can do the same thing. Right, click on the H3, make style defaults, and yes, then all the H3 will have the same settings with it. You want? Let me try out. Okay, so certain times when you try it, right, if it didn't work for you, right, don't worry. What you can still do is you can also right click on the, you can still right click on the whole module itself, extend the blurb style. It will apply the same way. So you extend the blurb style, you can extend it throughout the whole row. Then it works the same.
Sorry,
It works the same way.
I received this message. Wait,
I cannot hear you. Ding Yan, right?
Make default, is it?
Yeah.
Make default, huh?
Yeah, correct.
Make default.
Correct, make default. Save or grower default has failed. Ding Yan, you want to try again? Internet connection might have an intermittent issue.
Okay.
Let's try again. So yeah, if you sometimes when you try to make default, right, by right it should work, right? Just that sometimes there's if they didn't work for you, right, you can just come out to the module. You can take a look at my screen. Come out to the module, do the same thing, right click, then extend blurb style. Then you can extend throughout the whole row. It will apply the same way as well. Okay, it will apply the same way as well. Then I have a question. Give me a while. Check. Extend blurb works for me. Okay, so maybe you can try extend blurbs. Thing is, still cannot, is it?
Cannot.
Then can you just click try again? Try again.
Yeah.
Then you don't use this one. Okay, then you click cross. Or you cannot do anything, is it?
Cannot.
Cross the this one also, cross the red color. You are being locked out already. Again.
Okay, so go in and.
Correct. Because I think your internet connect intermittent down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No problem. Okay, so did y'all manage to extend the style out? Why is it that H3 set to default doesn't work sometimes? It will work if you save and you refresh the page, Melinda. So sometimes when you stay on the page for too long, right? Then the server will always has intermittent downtime and downtime for a few split seconds. So that's why sometimes the code didn't work out. So just need to save and try to refresh the page. It will work.
Thank you. Thanks.
Okay, the rest all okay already. Thumbs up for me.
I have
all
problem.
Okay. Problem again.
Okay, this one. I click onto.
Why you back here?
Yeah, long.
Okay, the rest just give me a while. Then yeah, you shouldn't be back at the C panel. Not this.
Should not, huh?
Yeah, you go to your address bar. Then you type in your. Okay, yeah, here I click on the man. There's a guy. Right? Yes,
Yep.
yes.
It goes to C panel.
Okay, then you go to the URL. And you type in your demo. Yeah, demo what?
6.
Demo 6 is it? So you type in the address. Okay, then WP admin.
Okay.
Okay, then you just go back to the page, edit the page with DB, then you can see it. Then you're back here.
WP.
Yep.
Admin.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Username will be okay. Can.
Okay.
Demo star. That one star demo, right?
Star demo 398 star.
Demo capital?
No.
Okay. $398 star.
Okay.
Okay.
Then you go to pages, click on small pages and click on edit with DB. Pages, all pages, select the small room, click on edit with DB. Okay, for the rest, let's try to do the next one, the button. Now, if you take a look at my screen, Ting, you don't mind if I can move on, right? Sorry.
Can, no
Okay.
problem. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so for the rest, right, if you take a look at my screen, the next one I'm going to edit is actually the button module. Now, the button module, right, what happened is that by right, you should already set a button module at, no, by right, you should set the style of button in the global settings, okay? So that the next time the button will always appear the same, even if you do not do any changes to it respectively. However, right, for certain time, right, because the global settings will only allow you to set one type of button style. So for certain times, right, you need to customize that particular button. And then you can do this way to, then you can do the following way to customize the style for this button only. Okay, so that it is actually better to learn it the hardest way. So the next few lesson, right, we will then go back to the global settings to set a global settings for it. Right, so how do you edit the button design, right? What you need to do is just click on the same thing, click on the module settings here. So module settings, so it opens up the button settings already, right? Then you can just go under design. Take a look at my screen first. I will guide you through the steps later. So settings, module settings. So under button settings, go under design. And you can see under...
Sorry, is it me or... Sorry, I cannot see your screen. Okay.
You cannot see my screen. The rest can see
Now
my screen.
I can.
Yeah. So okay, right? Okay, so where was I? One more time, in case I didn't miss out. So mouse over to this module, click on the module settings. Under design, I click on button over here. So click on button. And can you see there's a use custom style for button? I click yes. Then all my custom style will come out. So this is where you can just edit the style for this button only. So for example, I want to add in like I'll add in like maybe text color as white, background color as purple. Then you see I can do that for this button only. Okay, so by right you don't really have to do this for all the buttons. Okay, because all the other button settings will be under the global settings, which we're going to set by the next few class. Okay, so let's do this together on your screen, right? Back to your screen. Mouse over to your button. There's a gray color bar. Click on the gray color settings. This will open up the button settings dialog. Now, once you're in the button settings dialog, click on the design tab. Click on button to open up the button. It will ask you for this option, use custom style for button. Click yes, click on it, it will change to yes. Okay, the style that we want to achieve is color text as white. So you have to click on the white button. I'm sorry, excuse me. Click on the white. And your button background, click the purple color. So you will achieve a button on the purple background with white text. Now, I want the button to be in the center. So what I do is I will scroll all the way up again until I see alignment. Click on alignment. Click on the center align. This is what you should see on my screen. If you see that on your own screen, just give me a thumbs up so that I know you all are okay to move on. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Ricky, Kelvin, Ting Yan, Melinda, Daniel, Xiao Yun, Jian Xiong, Julie. Okay, thank you, Julie. Nicholas, are you okay?
Yeah, Texting, I'm trying to find the button alignment.
Button alignment. Just scroll all the way up. Can you maybe you want to take a look at my screen?
Yeah, alignment. Sorry.
Okay, can I?
Okay, thanks.
Okay, no problem.
Okay,
slowly. Okay, now let's move on. Okay, click on the tick again, and then we are more or less, we are actually done for the button. Now, of course, you can do more settings to the button. Take a look at my screen now. You can do a little bit more, like for example, the button background, you can do a gradient. This is a gradient color, but not advisable though. You can also put in image, which I don't think you want to do that. So usually we'll just use the full color settings instead of the other settings. Right, you can also include things like, for example, right, in the button settings, you can also include things like, for example, you can include the button icons. So right now, if you mouse over, you see icon here on the right hand side, right? You can make it as other icon. For example, I choose the like double arrow, so it becomes double arrow instead. Okay, for example, I can choose like a settings. I want it to be settings. I mouse over, it becomes settings. So you can do that to your icon as well if you want to do that. If not, then you can just leave it as default one, which is the right arrow lah. Then you can also include things like whether or not you want to have shadow and things like that on the text itself. You can see that there's some shadow on the text itself. This is what you can do to explore. So I usually will allow you all sometimes later to do the site on your own to play around with it. Then that one for during that period you can actually do it on your own to play around. Okay, so if this is okay, just click on the green tick. We can move on to the next module, which is your pricing tables. Okay, let's move on to the next one, which is your pricing tables. Now the pricing tables, as you can see under my, under my layout over here, you can see my pricing tables. I tried to have one central one which stands out, which is the featured one. Then the second one, I have non-featured ones. So what happens for pricing table, you can do it in a way whereby I want them to compare like to say that the center one is the more featured one. They have more features, they have better things and things like that. But if you choose the other plans, you have a lesser feature. So you can actually make use of the pricing table to do this, okay, by making this the default. Sorry, by making the center one as the featured. So how do you make the central one as a featured? If you take a look at my screen, we'll try out on your screen later. I'll take a look at my screen. So I mouse over to the settings over here. Same thing, click on the settings. And on the settings itself, I can just click, so central, right? The central one to be featured, right? So if you take a look at my current settings box. So if you take a look at my second box, right now I have one table, two table, and three table, right? So this table belongs to the same way. So 1, 2, 3, right? So if I want to make this the second one as the featured, I have to click on the settings on the second one instead. Okay, so if I click the second one, second settings, try out for you. So I click on the second settings. Okay, I can just go under design, go under layout, and click featured table. Then my table will now be the most standout already. Okay, can see? All right, let's give it a try together. Now let's go back to your screen. I'll repeat the steps to you. Go back to your screen. Okay, mouse over to your pricing table. You'll see a gray color settings. Click on the gray color settings. The gray color settings will then open up the dialog box of your pricing table settings. Okay, you can see 3 table title. On the second table title, click on the settings button, which is the first one on the left. Now, select design. Click on layout. Make this table feature, click yes. Now, if you manage to get what I see, same thing, just give me a thumbs up. Thank you, Kelvin. Thank you, Melinda. Thank you, Selina. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Jian Xiang, Ricky, Ting Yan. Daniel, Xiaoyun, and Julie is okay as well. Okay, good, Julie. Nicholas, are you okay? Okay, good. All right, very good. Let's move on. Just now click on the green tick. Now look at my table. Look at my screen again. Click on the new green tick. Now if you take a look at my screen, now I just want to highlight something to you. Now if you take a look, right, we went through a few tables. We went through the design as layout, right? So you take a look at the top, right? Currently, this table that this dialog settings dialog is a pricing tables settings. So it's a S, there's a table settings. So meaning that whatever you do here, right, will apply to all the table. However, right, just now when we go inside the table, the particular one table only, right? So if I go, you can see that currently it becomes a pricing table settings. That is without the S at the back, right? So whatever I do here, right, is only apply to the second table only. Okay. Okay. So let's try to work on just one table only. So let's try to head down to the pricing table settings. And we will try to edit some of the text over here on the left hand side. So I can click, you can just take a look at my screen and we will try that on your screen later. So if I click on the first table title, on the gear, I can click on the gear here. If I click on the gear, okay, all these I don't go through too much. So title, you know, is for the title, subtitle, you know, for the subtitle. So for example, I can put in like title, I can put in like week days. Take a look at my screen first. We can go back to your screen. Don't worry, I will go through step by step one. So I can subtitle, I can include like Monday to Thursday, right? So currency, I leave it as $sign. Frequency, if I put in like per day, okay, you can see that on my part, right, I can see over here it is /day. Okay, then the pricing I can say like maybe it's $250 per day. Over here. And button, I can maybe say book now. Okay. One thing about the button is that even if I put book now, right, you can see that nothing comes out. Okay, the reason why nothing comes out is because at the bottom part, there's a link. We are not updated the link yet. So we'll go in that later. So this is how you change. So this is quite common I think you should know. Okay, if not, what is very different from the other thing, from the other module is that you can see that there is a plus sign here. You can see that there's a plus sign here. This is for feature that is included. While there is a minus sign, which is for feature that is excluded, not included. So you realize that if it's minus, right, the text has a different style than if it's a plus sign. Okay. So what we can do is we can set the settings correctly, right? And then when we go to the global settings of pricing tables, we can make sure that for example, right, every non-included feature, we will put a stroke, we'll put a slash across it. So it will look nicer. So in order to make it, in order to allow it to function, right, we will need to make sure that we include plus sign for what we want. So for example, we want to say that weekdays, it will include free Wi-Fi, for example, right? And weekdays, we want to include like free pantry use. But for example, we say weekdays, right, do not include lunch. So minus lunch, free lunch. So free lunch. So later we can use these settings, right, and then we can change it to like all the excluded item. We will put a stroke across the excluded item so that it will be clearer that it's not included. So this is what you can do on the pricing table. Okay, let's give it a try at your end. Just go back to your screen. I'll repeat the step again. So far, so far so good, right? Are you okay, right? Yes. Okay, if you've got a question, you can just raise your hand. I can attend to you. Okay. Yeah, let me change my settings for this to featured table first. Okay, so first step, you are still under the pricing table settings dialog. Pricing tables, the one with your S. On the first table title, click on the settings. First table title, click on the settings. So you will be now looking, you are now looking at pricing table settings. Okay, so what I'm going to do is on the title, just change the title to maybe weekdays. Subtitle, let's change it to Monday to Thursday. Mondays to Thursdays. Currency dollar, frequency change to per day. Just put day can already, don't need to put slash. Okay, just put day can already. Pricing change to maybe 250. So 250 per day. Okay, button, just put a book now as a button. Okay, if you get all this ready, then you can just give me a thumbs up so that I know you can move on. Okay, thank you, very fast. Good. Okay, good.
Next thing.
Yes.
Sorry, subtitle is what?
Really okay. Subtitle put Mondays to Thursdays.
Monday to Thursday. And then the frequency?
Put day, D-A-Y.
Okay, so basically, I repeat, basically, title is weekday, then subtitle Monday to Thursday, then currency, no change, then frequency is day, pricing is 50, right?
Right.
And then 50. Button is book now, right? Yeah.
Okay.
That's all.
That's all. Now, everyone has got it done already. So now we're going to move on. At the body part, right? Let's remove every content in the body. Remove every content. Okay, now for the content part, whatever you want, put a plus sign in front first. So plus sign, space. Okay, so we said maybe this one has free Wi-Fi. Okay. Now enter key will give you a new row. Same thing, click put on a plus sign, space, free pantry use. Okay, the next one we want to include a not included one. So enter key. This time round instead of plus, we will use minus. So minus space, sorry, minus space. So we include free lunch. Okay. Then once we have it, this is it. The next part we want to do is we talk about the link. The next one is link, right? The next option is link. Open up the link, you can see a button link URL. So just put, you can take a look at my screen now, sorry. So you finish the text already, right? So we are done with the text. We're done with the text on the link. Click on the link and it will show button link URL. So we'll put like slash book now. Book slash dash now. Slash book dash now. Okay, give it a try on your own. When you're done, just give me a thumbs up. Okay. So by putting in the link, you'll be able to see the button comes up. So you just give me a thumbs up if you see the button. Thinking I saw your thumbs up already. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you, Jian Xiong, Xiaoyu, Daniel, Melinda, Kelvin. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Julie. Okay, so once you're done, just click on the green tick once. Click on the green tick once, and then you are still under pricing table settings. You're still under pricing table settings. Okay, now this time around is settings, table settings. Now let's head to design under pricing table settings. Okay, take a look at my screen. Now I just want to, what I'm going to do next is I want to change a default settings for all. That means I want to make sure that all these are changed to a certain colors, and then maybe the extruded, I want to put a stroke or a dash across it so that it will be crossed out in the featured table, and some bullet button I want to change. So you can actually change it under pricing table settings. So if the settings that you did here or you're going to do here will affect all the other table as well. So what you can do is, for example, right, if you go under the designs, pricing table settings, design, if you scroll down, right, you will see this thing called exclude item texts. Okay, take a look at my screen first. I will go through with you later, no problem. Click on the exclude button text, right? You're able to see that we want to include exclude item font style to put across. So once you do that, you see now all the exclude item font style is crossed out already. Okay, let's give it a try together. So let's give it a try together. So we are at the pricing table settings now. A dialog, pricing table settings dialog. Click on design. Scroll down and look for this text, this item that says exclude item texts. Excluded item texts. Under the excluded item text, what I need you to look for is excluded item font style. Excluded item font style, select the cross out, the strike out. Okay, can do more to it. Under the strikeout color, excluded item strikeout color, you can choose red if you want. So you do more action to it.
How to get back the pricing table setting?
You mouse over to the pricing table. You can see settings here. Click on it. Then get pricing table settings.
The gray color one, module setting.
Module setting, yes. Module settings. So
okay.
Okay, you want me to show you again?
Yeah.
So you come. Sorry. Come over here. Click on the module settings. Then you can see pricing table settings.
Sorry, Dixon. Where you say you can find the you are in the design, right? Where you can
table settings, right?
Yeah, setting. Yeah. Then design. Then we are supposed to go and find the form, right?
Excluded item text.
Exclude item text.
Correct.
Exclude item text alignment here put. Exclude all alignment. Exclude alignment text size. Which one is it? Because mine here is only exclude item text alignment, exclude item text size, exclude item letter, and then shadow. Don't have.
Scroll up. If you scroll up, you can see exclude item font style.
Correct.
Then you click on the strike through.
Okay. Now that's all.
Yeah. Then if you want, you can strike through color, change to red if you want.
Straight through color, go to red. Okay.
Yeah.
And then just click save changes, right?
Right. No. You didn't. Okay, create it.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Then you open up. Again. I haven't finished it.
Oh, sorry. I open up again.
Open up.
So I open up again. Number 1. Okay, go to design.
Kelvin, are you okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Texting, my just now, the second one, supposed to go out, then it suddenly go back. Why?
Which second one?
The first one that we do the table, right?
The featured table, is it?
Yeah, the feature table. No, the pricing table, the pricing table. Then the pricing table, number 1, is supposed to be go out. Then just now you asked me to click yes, then it go back to the normal. So
okay, later you go back and try on that again, can?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Can.
okay. Okay, so for the rest, right, I will just need you to do some settings again. So so we are done with your excluded text item already. Yeah. So if you go all the way to the top, right, you can still see, still under design, go all the way to the top, you can see a title text. Take a look at my screen. We can do that together. Title text, So if I click on the title text, now currently, right, right now in the pricing tables, right, all your pricing tables will have 2 options. The first option you will have is basically a featured option, and the other option you have is a table header option. That means technically not featured lah. So whatever you do under the featured one, right, it will apply to only the featured table. Whatever you do to a non-featured one, it will apply to the non-featured table. Okay, so I think that should be quite clear. So for example, right, you can actually do some changes like under so for example, you can actually do some changes like, for example, under title text, right, you want to change the featured header to like maybe a purple color, and you want to change the table header background to maybe orange. So this is what you get. Okay, I'll go back to your screen, give it a try, then I will repeat the step again, then you can give it a try. Okay, now we still are in the pricing table settings under design. Now select the title text, featured header background we change to purple, and featured title, then the next one followed by the table header background color change to orange. Okay, you should get a very different color now. If you get the color now, can you just give me a thumbs up? Thank you, Ting Yan. Thank you, Kelvin, Linda.
Sorry, Texting. Yep. I go into the design. Okay, I go into the text. It comes down with text alignment and then text shadow.
No, you should choose the title text.
This is the top result.
Sorry, I should choose title text.
Not text, title text.
Go to the design, right? Let me go back. Sorry. Go into the design.
Choose title text.
I think I'm wrong. Go into this one, then I go into one. Design. Title text. Yeah, okay, title text.
Then featured header background change to purple.
Okay.
And then table header background change to orange.
Okay. Done.
Okay. So everyone is done, right? Nicholas got it. Okay, Julie, okay. Okay, very good. Let's move on. So same thing for the rest, right? As long as your settings will always have a featured header and a featured always has a featured and a non-featured settings. So for example, if you scroll down, right, all the way down, you can go under body text as well. Body text. Click on the body text. You can see that the body text color for featured and body text color, so it's a different option now. So every time when you do a different, like for example, for featured body color, If you put blue, the rest will not change. Okay, but if you put, for example, purple on the rest, then it will be purple. Okay, I'll leave it for you all to give it a try later on. For you to give it a try later. So for now, we should just move on first so that we have some time for you to try out. Okay, more or less, what you need to understand about the table is that there will always be a featured table and a non-featured table. Okay, the non-featured table will have its own set of settings. The featured table will have its own set of settings. That's what you can do. Okay. Right. So if everyone is okay, let's move on to. If everyone is okay, we shall now move on to the next module, which is your testimonial.
We save changes, right? Save the changes.
Click on the green tick, save changes. So everyone just click on the green tick first. Okay, make sure you green tick all the way until you're out, and then help me to do a Command S or Control S to save your page. Command S or Control S to save your page. Moving on to the next module, which is a testimonial module. There's nothing much on the testimonial module except there's one thing that you probably want to know. Now, if I click on the settings here, just take a look at my screen. Yeah? If I click on the settings here on the testimonial module, all the fields are actually there already. So if you want to include, like, for example, job title or even company, you can actually do that. Like, for example, you want to say like, you can actually do that so that they'll include it for you. Now, the point is, it's not fixed. Like you won't need to do like, if I want testimonial, I have to use testimonial. You don't really have to do it. Actually, what you can do is you can even include like a slider as testimonial. Okay, so for example, you can use slider as testimonial so that you can present many testimonials in one particular section. So for example, in this example of one of my client, they use a slider. So you see they have one, then you can slide to the next one. You have another one, slides to the next one, they have another one. Of course, they have an image here, we're still loading. So you can actually use slider as instead of using the testimonial module, right? You can use the slider module. You can even use text module. So it's up to you how you want to put it. But one thing you need to take note is try not to use image module. Okay, some of you will want to for easy. Some of you, if you think if it's easy, right? Some of you they will just put in one image and then they paste it to the website itself. Now, the reason why you don't want to use image module is because search engine cannot read the image, so they don't know what is this image about. So it's not very good for search engine. So always use a text. So either you can use a testimonial module or any other module for testimonial. It's fine. It's perfectly fine for this. Okay. So for testimonial module, this is what I need to tell you only. Other than that, it's up to you. Go and try out later. Okay, one more thing. Yes.
Just curious, how do you do the slider in a situation like this?
Then you can, instead of using, okay, so good question. So instead of using my testimonial module, right, I can use click on the plus line. I use slider instead. So slider. So they open up a slider. So I can use it as a slider. So I just change the background color and then, do the necessary changes. I can add more slides. See?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So you can use slider, you can use testimonial, you can use text. It's perfectly fine depending on what you want it to be. Okay, for testimonial. Actually, for testimonial, one more thing I need to show you is to upload the image to the testimonial. So how do you upload this image? How do you change this image? It's still under content, right? You can scroll down, there's an image here. Click on the image, right? Then you can just simply upload the image to here. So click on it, and my image, upload image. Then the image will be changed accordingly. They're pretty simple for this. For this part, I will get you all to give it a try later. Okay, so I think it's quite simple. So we can move on to the next two module, which has more thing to talk about. Okay, so are you okay with testimonial? Any other question? So if you use testimonial module, right, you can also split that into 3 columns. So another way you can do is you split it into 3 columns. So currently 1 column, I split into 3 columns, and you have 3 testimonial instead. This is what you can also do. Okay, 3 columns, 3 testimonial.
So the same question, if we use a slider, is there a maximum number of testimonial?
Usually for slider, okay, not for testimonial, but as long as you use a slider, the good practice is to stay within 3 to 5.
3 to 5. Okay.
Because not many people will go and read the.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Okay.
The slider cannot go by copy image go in. Can you?
Yeah, you can include image on your slider also. Okay. We'll go through the slider later. I will have one more slider on top. So allow me to move on to the next 2 modules first, so that you can we can finish up this page first.
Teck Seng, sorry, on your testimonial, can you roughly show me how you split into 3
columns?
3
columns. Is it? Okay, so you can always change structure of a row. Okay, by clicking on the button here. So row, right? You can just click on this button that looks like a cage. Click on it, right? You can choose whether you want 1 again, or you want 3, or you want 2.
Okay, got you. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, cool. Let's move on to the next 2 module, which is your contact forms and your frequently asked question, which is accordion. Okay. Now let's start with the contact form first. On the contact form, let's click on the settings. Take a look at my screen. I'll explain to you some of things. So under contact form, if you go under contact form settings, right, you are actually able to create new fields in the contact form. What is fields? Okay, fields is basically what you can fill out. For example, name field, a field for name, a field for email address, a field for message, and so on and so forth. These are called fields. So for example, right, if you want to insert one more fields that say contact number, you can do so. How do you do that? You can just simply go under the contact form. So take a look at my screen. We will do it at your on review later, so no worries. So same thing, mouse over to the contact form, click on the settings. And from this, right, you can actually add a new field over here. So we add a new field. Don't worry, I take a look at my screen first, because I just want to explain to you. So add new field. So they ask you for 2 things, field ID and field title. So same thing, for example, you want it to be contact form. So you just put contact number. You can just put contact number. Then then the next one is field option, right? Click on the field option. They'll ask you what is the type of field option. So for DV form, right, you can include all these type, which include your input type, email, text area, chat box, radio button, and select drop down. Okay, so if you the difference between input field and text area, right, is basically input field is only one row of text only, but text area, right, you can insert many text. For example, message is always text area, but if it's contact number, then it should be only input field. Okay, then another one is your email field. Email field basically will validate the content before they submit. So they must have the @ and the dot. Okay, so when it comes to another one, which is your chat box and radio button. So basically for chat box and radio button, the differences between these 2 is that of course the option is different. One chat box is square and then radio button is circle. But the thing about chat box and radio button is that chat box can select multiple options, while radio button can only select one option only. Okay, this is something that you want to take note. So for example, if you're using like gender, then it should be maybe radio button. Okay, so these are some options. You can also use select drop down. Select drop down is just like your drop down options. So for contact number, we will use like an input field. Then maybe minimum length we will just change to 8. Minimum length, that means anything less than 8 you will not accept. So minimum length is 8. Then once you're done, you can click on the green tick. That's it. So once you click on the green tick, right, you realize that the contact number is below, right? So just simply hold your mouse, push this up. Then you can just have it above the message. Okay, simple. Now let's do this. Any question before I move on to let y'all do together? Okay, no question. Let's do this together. So we will then cover. Selena, you have your contact form ready? You want to unmute yourself?
Yeah, I put in already.
Okay, good. Okay, let's move on. So let's move on to do the settings. So the first thing you need to do is mouse over to the contact form. Click on the settings. Mouse over contact form. Click on the module settings. Okay. Once you're at the module settings, click on add new field. Okay. Field ID, we will use contact number. Title, we will do contact number as well. Now field ID is for the system to know, while contact number for the title is for the user to see. Okay, now once we are done, click on field options. The field should be input field. Your minimum length should be 8. Once you're done, click on the green arrow and we want to move the contact number down under email. So click on the contact number and move it up below email, release. Okay. If you have the same thing as my screen, you can just give me a thumbs up. Thank you, Ting Yan. Thank you, Jin Xiong. The Ricky, Julie, Calvin, Nicholas. Sorry, no, okay? Oh no. Sorry, are you okay?
So I need to save it, is it? I need to put the tick and save it, is it, or no?
You're under contact number already, right?
Yeah, under contact.
Just hold on for a while first. Okay. Okay, now the next thing I want y'all to help me is to create a drop down. So how do you create a drop down? Same thing, repeat the same step. Add new field. Okay, maybe just take a look at my screen first. We create a new drop down menu or a drop down option over here. So same thing, click on add new field. Okay, so once you click on add new field, we will then field ID. Maybe we can say this is a room type. Title also room type. Now the field options that we use here, instead of the input field that you did earlier, we will then choose we will now choose select drop down. So select drop down, right, allows you to insert like option, like for example, small room, mid-size room, and maybe large room, so on and so forth. Okay, so this is how you can do it. Now just give it a try. Okay, we'll do it together. Give it a try. Insert new field on your screen. Insert new field. Field ID we'll put as room type. Title, same thing, room type. Few options, we will use few options. we will use select drop down. Okay, option, then you can insert new options. So you can insert things like, for example, small room, enter, mid-size room, enter, large room. Okay, and once you're done, yep.
Where's the drop down? Because I can't find drop down. Is only input field maximum length, minimum length, allowed symbol, require field.
Have you select the type as select drop down? The type, right? You need to click and select drop down.
The type, no, this is the field option, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
field
field
option
option.
type. Can you select? You need to choose select drop down.
Type, there's no type here. There's the type select drop down.
Yep.
Input field, email field, text, chat box, radio button, select drop down. This one, the last one. Okay. Then what should I do with the next one?
Okay, so once you're done, just click on the tick. Can follow through. The rest are still.
So after drop down, nothing already.
Have you insert the options?
Option, what do you need to do?
You can insert like small room, mid-sized room, and large room. Okay, now, so once you're done, the rest, you can actually click on the green tick, and we need to then move this room type up to the contact number. So you have room type, contact number. So you have like name, email, contact number, room type, and message.
Don't have like sorry, when I click it it's all out already. When I click the word save, it go all out already.
Then you can click on the settings again, not go in again.
Go in again. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Room type and message.
Yeah, so let's move on. So we are still under contact form settings. Okay. So under contact form settings, right? Take a look at my screen. Just show you the one last thing. You need to set where this form will be sending to. Okay. So to set where this form will be sending to, if you take a look at my screen, I still under contact form settings. Okay, I will scroll down and I will see email over here. Okay, click on the email. I will then be able to see my email address here. So I just need to key in my own email address. For example, I say this is allstar sales at for example. So this is actually your email address that you want the form to be sent to. Okay. Now let's go back to your screen. We give it a try. Okay. Let's go back to the screen under contact form settings. Under contact form settings, if you scroll down, you will see email as one of the option. Okay, not the few one, option. Click to open up the email options and you will see email address. Enter your email address here. Okay, if you have done that correctly, you can just give me a thumbs up. Thank you, Jay Xiong. Thank you.
Sorry,
Julie.
we go
Yes,
to settings, right? To email.
Correct. Are you correct? Daniel, are you okay? Thank you, Ricky. Daniel, you okay?
The email I put as sales@allstar.
Yeah, you can put any email. Basically, this email address is like your sales email.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so the rest all okay, right? So this is it for your contact form. But I just want to, maybe you want to take a look at my screen, right? And I just want to share with you some of the forms. Okay, so for contact form itself, right? For DV contact form is a very basic contact form only. Okay, so you basically you will be able to use it for contacting purpose only, because some of things that you're looking for a form might not be in the DV form itself. Okay, so for example, right, DV contact form cannot be used for, like, for example, request for upload of files. You cannot, there's no upload option, so you cannot allow your user to upload files using the forms, right? DV contact form cannot be used for payment as well. So if you want to collect payment, like, for example, Equinet website, right? When you book the class, they collect the payment from you, right? You cannot do that with DV form, okay? Because DV form is mainly for the contact purpose only. So if you want such a form with more function, right, you need to consider using plugins, form plugins. But form plugins are usually quite expensive for as compared to other plugins itself. Just want to maybe recommend to you a few plugins that I have on hand. The first plugin you can try out is the Ninja Forms. So if you go and Google this thing called Ninja Forms, you'll be able to see this Ninja Form plugin here. Okay. Now, additional things, like, for example, right, under Ninja Form, you click on add-on, right? Additional things are, like, example, you're able to input like multi-parts forms, so you can have page 1, page 2, page 3. You're able to have file uploads over here, PDF submission, or you're able to actually integrate with PayPal or Stripe for payments, or even integrate with your MailChimp for newsletters, and many more. So you can do more with Ninja Form. But one downside about Ninja Form is because they have different plans to the form. So if you see that if you choose the $29 one, when you want to use something, you need to pay more. When you want to use something, you want to pay more. So I don't really recommend it. The pricing also quite ninja kind of. So what I recommend, so this is one that you can try if you want, but for me, I'll recommend you to use Gravity Forms. Okay, for Gravity Form, it's just a very straightforward course and can do a lot more from there. But of course, the price is a bit high. So for Gravity Form, you can see that the price, you can use the 159 one instead. Don't use the 59 one. Use the 159. It's a per year options. So per year about 159, convert to Sing dollars is about $200 plus minus. Okay, so this is another form that you can consider. Okay. Then of course, if you want a free form and give you a bit more function, you can try Contact Form 7, which I don't really recommend you to do that, because Contact Form 7 is actually quite difficult to use. Okay, so this is something that I don't recommend, but I just want to show you some of the. You see, if you want to do the add field for Contact Form 7, you need to add using coding like that. Okay, so it's not very it's not very friendly in a way. So instead of using that, I will recommend you to use, if you really want to buy a form, I recommend you to use a Gravity Form instead. Okay, yes, Daniel.
Hi, Dixon. Can
You
I
have to be
check,
louder a bit.
Okay, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, can you hear?
Yes.
Okay, my question is this. Just now when we went to appearance the team, right? When we go to small room, we use the edit with DV. Okay, so if we have such forms inside, like Ninja Forms, then how do we edit it inside the DV?
You will edit for Ninja Form. if you have a plugin, right, normally you integrate plugin to your page using this thing called shortcode, which I will go through with you on the other next class.
Okay.
What's shortcode?
So you will go through. All right.
Correct.
Then can.
Okay. So if once you want insert the shortcode already, the next thing you just go to the plugin settings and change only.
Okay, but you show us.
Yes, I'll show you.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Okay, no problem.
Teck Seng,
Yes.
on the topic of forms, is there a way in DV that I can actually link to Google Form or Microsoft Forms?
Contact as a you only can link it as a link itself. You can't like embed it.
Or if the reason why I'm asking is if it's just email kind of forms, I still need to extract the data and put in Excel sheet, unless I use the Ninja form, that particular function. But Google Form is kind of free in a certain sense.
You won't be able to embed the Google Form onto your website except to give it a link only.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can. Thanks.
Okay. Okay, so this is it for forms. Any question? Okay, if not, then let's move on to the next part of the training. Sorry, this class will end around 6 o'clock because I want to finish the whole landing page so that the next day, when you come back on Friday next week, it wouldn't be so confusing for you. Okay, so let's touch on the next part of the landing page, which is your accordion. So accordion, only two things to take note only. So number one that you need to take note for the accordion, just take a look at my screen. Number one, you need to take note of the accordion is, accordion has two types of, like your featured tables your pricing table has two types, right? One is a featured table, one is a normal non-featured table. Same thing for accordion, right? You also will have open and close. Okay, so what is open, what is closed? If you see this thing, right? This is right. This is what, just gonna draw. This is open. This is closed. So in the settings, in the design settings itself, right, it will also be open and closed. Okay. Daniel, I got your message already. Thank you. Okay, so it will also be open and closed. So if you take a look, for example, if you go under your settings, right? Okay, so maybe just take a look at my screen. Under my settings, if I go under design, okay, for example, you can see like I want to go under my title text, right? See, title text. What's so difficult? Title text, right? They will have an open title. One more time, title text. You have an open title and a title text color. So either way. So for example, if you put like orange as the open title and the blue as the title text color, you realize that the open one is orange, the closed one is blue. So if I open this, and if I try to open this, you will see that it changes the color. So now the open become orange, the close is still blue, right? So if I open this, it changed again. Now it become orange and blue. So what can you achieve with this two setting is you can do it in a way whereby the closed ones has a less the closed one has a less focus, while the open one has more focus. So if you take a look at this website, for example, right? You'll see that the accordion, see the closed one has less focus, the open one has more focus. So you click on it, these are more focus, less focus. So this is something that you can do with these two settings itself. Okay, so let's give it a try, very simple try, and then that's all for accordion already. Okay, so give it a try, go back to your screen, let's mouse over to settings, mouse over to your accordion, click on settings. Mouse over to accordion, click on settings. Okay, under design, click on design. Click on title texts. The open title text changed to orange. The title text color changed to blue. And that's it. So once you're done, just click on the green tick, save changes. You're done for this. If you're okay, thumbs up. Thank you. You know what I'm gonna ask. Thank you, Jin Xiong. Thank you, everyone. Okay, thank you, Ricky. Thank you, Xiaoyun. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Kelvin. Thank you, Nicholas. Okay, good. Let's move on. Okay, finally already. Now, give it a save on your page, Command S, or click on the save button. The final part for today. Now, the final part for today, take a look at my screen, is you realize that I haven't really talked about the top here. Okay, as you can see, right, the top, I skip out the top, right, this part. You can see that I skip out this top here, right, this top. The reason why I skip is because you realize that the difference between the bottom and the top is the bottom, right, actually has gaps in between. Hey, hello. Oh no. Okay, the bottom, right? Sorry about that. The bottom actually has gaps in between. Okay, while this top, right, is a full width banner. That means it's a full width throughout, from one side to one side. It's a full width banner. Okay, for the rest, right, we are using the normal section is because there are always gaps in between. Can you see? So what we're going to do here, this is what I call a full width banner. A full width section, sorry. Now it's still a section, but it is a full width section. A regular section that you used earlier, right, has gaps by the side, but a full width section will not have any gap at the sides. Okay, now full width section is represented by the purple color. Okay, however, right, you realize that, like I mentioned, right, in DV, right, you won't be able to add a new row or new section on top. So what we will need to do is to add a new section at the bottom part here, and then move this to the top later. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I mean. Okay, so you see, I need to create one more section on top. I won't be able to do that by clicking the top, right? So add a new section on the bottom part here. Plus sign section is blue, add a new section. And instead of choosing a regular section, I will choose a full width section over here. So full width, I choose a full width. And what do I call that? The module I will use a full width slider. So just be very careful. There are two types. One is full width post slider, one is full width slider. So I will choose a full width slider. So once I choose a full width slider, this will open up, click green tick to tick it. And what I need to do is just simply move the whole section up to the top. And then I have it, the top section as a banner, then coming down, the whole landing page is more or less done. Okay, the next thing we need to do on this landing page is to put in image, that's it. Okay, so far, okay? If not, then if everything is okay, let's give it a try together. Now on your screen, scroll all the way up, look for the first section, and click on the plus sign, the blue color plus sign to add a new section. The blue color plus sign to add a new section. Okay, once you're done, select full width. The module, select full width slider. Open up a full width slider settings, just click on the green tick. Now, we are going to move the whole section up. So go to the purple color move button, the purple color one, not the gray one, the purple. Click your mouse and move to the top. And then release. Your banner will now be on the top. If you manage to achieve this, just give me a thumbs up. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you, Selena. Thank you, Melinda, Jian Xiong, Nicholas, Calvin, Xiaoyun, Julie, Ricky. Very good.
No,
Daniel, are you okay?
I cannot.
Thank you.
Now I don't know where is it. It is now.
Don't know where as in what.
Okay, I show you.
Give me a while.
Okay, you see it became here.
Uh,
How did it come here?
You push it out, is it? Can you cross that away or?
How to cross it away? How come it becomes here?
Your mouse.
Okay, so it become here.
You.
Yeah, where is it here? Okay.
You Control Z, Control Z. Press Control Z. Press again.
Control
Z.
Z, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good. Now you move.
Okay.
Try to move the whole thing up.
The blue color or black?
No, the purple color on the left hand side.
Purple. Oh, I see. I did.
You
not
move
do
the
that.
black one, right?
Yeah. Okay, wonderful. Thanks.
Okay, sweet. So everyone has got it done already. Very simple. Just click. Let's save the page, and we are done for the day. Okay, save the page. Don't forget to save. If not, next week we come back. It will be very hard. Now, what we're gonna do next week is very simple. Since the landing page is done, we are gonna talk about image editing. How do you edit image? And how do you edit image and how do you put in image? What kind of image size you should use and so on and so forth. Okay, question. But I got one question which is from Julie. I accidentally delete the button and made it in the. Okay, so Julie asked. So Julie has a question. She said she had deleted the button embedded in the pricing table. How do she add it back? Okay, so just to show you again, So Julie or everyone, you can just take a look at my screen. To add a button in your pricing table, go to your section, module section. Okay, so for example, the first one, click on the settings, put in your button. But if you put in your button text, you won't see the button until you put in the link. Then you can see the button. Okay, let me know if it works for you, Julie.
Thing after the class, can I ask you, because I think I messed up on the pricing because it become 4 tables instead
okay, maybe
of
we can
3.
take a look. We can take a look. Okay.
Hello, can I ask something like, if let's say it requires registration and password, is this under plugin as well?
Membership plugin.
Yeah, for example, there's a membership that you want. Before you go to the website, you need to sign in, and then there's a password. Is it all this under plugin or?
Yes, you can choose a membership plugin.
Oh, that one is a membership plugin plus.
Yes.
I see. And also the talking about the drop down, right? This drop down, let's say if there are a lot of information, for example, the customer key maybe a lot of information, probably it's a particulars or whatever. So can it be propagated to a spreadsheet?
Or if you want to do that, you need to use a plugin. You need to use the Gravity
Form plugin. Use plugin.
Yeah. The DV plugin won't give you won't allow you to save it into an Excel sheet.
Oh. So actually, when we want to do a website, we have to be very cautious whether which website are we actually going in, right? Whether it's DV or because we do not know what DV offers. So actually, until we come to this problem, then we know that we have this problem, right?
Correct. So you probably want to chat with me if you want. I mean, I have tried a few. I tried a few team builder already, but DV actually has the best one so far. If this problem is on TV itself, right, the other contact form also has the same issue. So like I mentioned, right, it's called contact form for a reason because it's not for you to do other form types. You get what I mean? Because for example, if you want upload, if you want them to
I mean, it can be an other form. It can be a request form or whatever.
So most of that's why I say it's very common for a website to have like maybe 10 or 20 plugins. It's very common.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Daniel, you have a question for me, is it? Okay. So Calvin, I hope that answers your question.
Yes.
Okay. Any other question from our sides?
Saying,
Yes,
can I ask? Okay. In our cPanel or the WordPress that we are doing now, we want to work on multiple projects. So we for WordPress we can only do one project at one time. That means
multiple project.
Multiple websites.
That means every website have one WordPress.
So in the cPanel I must install many times.
Correct.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, no problem. Any other questions?
Yeah, Dixon, let's say if I have the pricing which is 4, then when I go in, when I go into the setting, they put down there 1, 2, 3, 4. Then they say delete. Can I delete the table title number 4, which means that there's only 3 tables?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes, correct.
Correct, huh? Oh. Okay. I understand.
Okay. The rest all okay. If not, then let's call this a day. I will see you back on Friday. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you to be here also. So if you need any help, just give me a call or drop me an email. It will be easier. Okay. Thank you. I'll see you all next Friday. Thank you. Bye-bye.